Should I take a gap year? You should totally do it. There are so many good reasons for you to do so. I'm just being honest with you. Don't even think about it. You're gonna be making money. You get your free time to do whatever you want. And then you can also think about a lot of stuff. Girl, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. You never know what could happen. You might be stuck and never get the chance to go back to school. So, hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you how to survive your gap year. I'm gonna start by telling you my story. I'm currently in my gap year. Woo! I'm currently in my gap year and I've learned a lot. I graduated in the spring of 2016, and so I've been in this for a few months now, and I'm feeling a sense that I am a master in this right now. I'm not really, but I think I can offer you guys some tips and a few life lessons that I've learned along the way. I'm going to share with you my background and my expectation when I took my gap year, and some of the things I wish I did, some of the things I wish I didn't. I have to say, so far, I have no regrets. So I can't really share that with you, but some people may have regrets. So let's start this video. Some people take their gap year before college. I happen to take my gap year after college, so I can only share that experience with you. It's what you make your year to be. Some people actually decide to travel abroad or go teach English, or they do other things for their gap year. Now this is specifically for people who are thinking about going into the workforce and just testing out what the job is before they do so. So if you are traveling out, then that's good for you, you're lucky. Most of the things are probably already taken care of. So let me share my background with you guys. I went to Florida State University, go Noles. I recently just graduated and I majored in finance, but I was interested in going to law school and getting my master's in finance. So my situation starting off is very different. Now my motive for actually going through to take a year off was because of three reasons. First, I wanted to study so that I could take the LSAT and the GMAT or GRE, because I didn't know what master's I wanted to do. And then I also wanted to understand what the job market was like, what they were expecting from a finance degree. I just didn't know what it was. And also I wanted to get some work experience at the same time. And the other thing was because honestly, I was so sick of school. I've done school all my life and I felt like that was everything I was good at. I was just good at school. I was part of clubs and I did a few things like mock trials and debates, and I was part of different associations, but I never felt the chance that I ever got the chance to sit down and just think about what I was really interested in and pursue my other interests. So I didn't feel like I was getting enough out of my years that I've lived in this life. And so I decided, okay, why not take a year off? It's just a year, right? It's just a year. It's not gonna hurt me if I just take a year off. But you know, when I've come to find out that it wasn't just a year, it is a year that can definitely change your life forever. Now, my expectation was to get a job, make money, and I also knew that I wanted to save money, so I moved back home with my parents, and I was living with them, or I am still living with them. And then I also said that, okay, because I have this goal to go back in a year's time, I'm going to use that time to study. But most importantly, I wanted to use that time to explore new things. I promised myself, I said, I'm not going to learn anything, I'm not going to go to school for a year. But you know, life is funny, and I went through some struggles. I did, and whoever says that just stopping school with a bachelor's is as easy, they probably have a different story, but this is my story. And one thing I've learned is that life happens. Like, life happens. I remember one of the concerns that people had regarding me taking a year off was, oh my God, you don't know, like, you might not get the chance to go back to school. I even had one of my family tell me that they were planning on going back to school, but then they got pregnant. So they didn't end up going back to school to get and finish up with the degree they were pursuing until 15 years later. Like, and it's real, it happens. Some people it's 5, some people it's 3, some people it's 2. Anything can just mess up your plan. Like, yes, your plan to succeed, but anything could happen to destroy that plan. So, you know, I understood that, and because of that, I planned. The one advice I would give to people thinking about taking a year off is plan. Plan, plan, plan. Your gap year can become gap years. And you don't want that to be the case because there's always going to be reasons for you not to go back. I almost pushed it. I almost said maybe I should just take 2 years off. So, you know, it's not a good thing if you go back on what you promised yourself. Not go back to school, because obviously you do want to go back to school, but I would say plan. Now, plan, don't just only have a plan A, have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, E, F, G, H, I. Like, just prepare for the worst, because the worst is going to happen. Well, could happen, but just prepare. Like, don't underestimate life. It is not your friend. You gotta fight with life so you can get what you want. That's all I'm gonna say. And another thing that I realized when I took my gap year was that when you start making money, unnecessary expenses just come up. Like, ugh, it is so annoying. So I live with my parents and I have that luxury not to pay rent, Wi-Fi. I thank God that I don't have to pay a lot of bills, but I am still responsible for certain things. Now, but I've noticed when you start making money, unnecessary expenses come up and you start to think everything is an emergency and you have to have it. Now, the tip of getting through this is to learn to always save a percentage of your income, a percentage, and learn to commit to it, regardless of how much you're not going to be able to spend for that month, or for the period of 2 weeks. Just learn to save a percentage. I save at least 60%, and I'm lucky to do so because I live with my parents and I don't have that many things to worry about, like I said. So just try as much as possible to learn to save a percentage. Now, another struggle that you would go through is entering the job market. I also struggled through that. It takes an undergrad up to a year to find a job, and some people end up settling for a job that wasn't what they studied, because that's the only offer they could receive at that moment. I remember spending hours filling an application on Indeed, on so many website career builders. I was applying to everything and nobody responded. And part of the reason is because in this job market, what they're looking for is experience. And if you are lucky enough to get a job before you graduate and get it earlier on, then that's good for you. Congratulations. But for most people who graduate, it's really hard for them to get a job. So I know that I struggled with that, and I was so sick of it. I was just like, whatever. I stopped sending in applications. I tried to get a job from people I know rather than going online, because it's really, really hard. You can send in 200 applications and not hear from one. Then 6 months after that, you get a message of them telling you, "Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for other candidates who fit the criteria," which just really experience, you know what I mean? So my tip to people who are probably going through that is to try to pick up a phone, go on Google and search through local staffing agencies and call them and see if they can put you in a temporary position or help you find a permanent job. This is their job, to help people find jobs. So go ahead, pick up the phone and give them a call. They find jobs for people in physicians, nurses, accounting, finance, different labor categories that you are probably in. And that's the only thing I can tell you guys. I pretty much love it. I'm focusing on trying to go back to school because I feel like overall it gives you much more earning potential and makes you into the professional that you want to be. But that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, and just let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you and give you my perspective.